Good morning, everybody, and happy Wednesday. Welcome back to your Lunch Break Live. I hope you enjoyed all of the videos we did Monday and Tuesday with the fall videos. I know you got Joe instead of me, which is probably a blessing for you, but I am back today, and we're going to talk about something really important today, and that is Veterans Day. First of all, Greg, this is our reporter, Greg Garrison, and Greg and I would like to first off wish all veterans a happy Veterans Day today and every day. But we're going to talk about some of the more celebratory parts of today, and that includes especially what is popular in Birmingham, the Veterans Day Parade. Now, Greg has been covering Veterans Day in Birmingham and the parade for a long time. And as most of us know, the Birmingham Veterans Day Parade is the oldest in the country. Now, unfortunately, due to COVID-19, that parade is not going to be happening today. So, Greg, first, we're going to get into some of the celebrations that are happening later in the day, kind of in place of that big parade that we're all used to. But first, why don't you start off by telling us how in the world did Birmingham become home to the oldest Veterans Day parade in the country?
Well, Veterans Day used to be called Armistice Day, and Armistice Day is the end of World War I, which happened on November 11th, 11/11 at the 11th hour. They ended World War I. And so November 11th was celebrated as Armistice Day for years. In 1947, 2 years after the end of World War II, there was a veteran in Birmingham named Raymond Weeks, and he went to Washington and began lobbying them, saying, we need a day that honors all veterans, and proposed putting it on Armistice Day and renaming it Veterans Day. He went ahead and started observing that. He started calling Armistice Day Veterans Day here in Birmingham and started a parade. We had a big parade on November 11th in Birmingham every year since 1947. So he started that tradition. In 1954, it became official. President Eisenhower signed a law saying Armistice Day was now Veterans Day, honoring all veterans served in war or peace, former, current, dead, alive, all Veterans Days. All veterans are honored today. And so that's how it started in Birmingham. At various times, it is claimed to be the largest Veterans Day parade in the country. It's diminished over the past years, and I'm not really sure how you measure the size of a Veterans Day parade anyway. We used to, when I first started going to the Birmingham parade, they had tanks and all kinds of heavy artillery that would parade down 22nd Street. It was pretty amazing. It's a lot more heavy on high school band marching and things like that now. 4 years ago, we had the Clydesdales come from Anheuser-Busch in St. Louis, and that was fun. So we've always had a good time with the Veterans Day here in Birmingham with our big parade. This year it won't happen because of COVID, and they're doing something online today, I believe at 4:30. They're supposed to post it up on their website. We've got a link to that in my story today if anybody wants to follow along online with what they do for Veterans Day.
I am going to pull up some of these photos here of some of our favorite photos from the Birmingham Veterans Day Parade throughout the years. And if you did not get a chance to see the Clydesdales 4 years ago, they are supposed to be coming every, I believe, 4 or 5 years to Birmingham. And unfortunately, we're not getting them this year, but they are absolutely majestic. And basically this whole parade is just exhilarating. If you've never been, hopefully next year we will get to have that back, and get to go to a pre-COVID parade. But some of these photos really can give you an essence of what this parade has been like. This one is from 1970. You can see these tanks that Greg mentioned coming down the street here. You can see all the confetti flying and all of our service members kind of walking in front of the tank. Now, we have other pictures too of people of all ages, people, veterans and non, celebrating. We've got a cute little boy here celebrating in, I believe, the early 2000s. That was 2013, excuse me. And you can really see this is a day that so many people over the years have really loved to come out and to celebrate. So I think understandably, some people are a little bit bummed that this celebration is online this year. So Greg, tell us what the in-person options are for those who want to go out in person and celebrate Veterans Day.
Yes, American Village in Montevallo is open today. They've been closed since March because of COVID. All their buildings have been closed down, but they are opening up the campus today for people who want to stop by, place a flag by a wreath. They will provide the little flags you can place. They're doing some presentations, I believe, at 11 noon and 1 and 2. You can go into the Colonial Chapel there. You can walk around campus. All the other buildings are closed except where they're doing these limited programs. So American Village is one place they're doing it. There's a group that's gathering at 3 o'clock this afternoon in Lynn Park in downtown Birmingham. They're going to be doing possibly a walk from Lynn Park. They were talking about maybe going over to Regents Field. We'll see if that comes together. It's raining today, but some people will be gathered in Lynn Park about 3 o'clock, I believe.
Now, this photo I've got on the screen right now, I think is so powerful. And I'm just going to scroll down the caption so I can tell you. This is World War I veteran Henry Beddoe of Tarrant. And this photo is from 1968. This is him standing below the reviewing stand in downtown from the parade, again, in 68. So we know that so many of our World War I veterans, we have wonderful photos of them. And we know that one of those gentlemen is why we have a Veterans Day instead of Armistice Day. But Greg, this is an interesting year, and we should be proud this year. It's 75 years after the end of World War II. So tell us about what you know about any of our World War II veterans that are still with us today, if they're going to go out and celebrate, or if there's anything specifically honoring those World War II veterans.
Yes, I talked to 2 of the World War II veterans this week, and they're up in their 90s now. A Birmingham photographer, Jeffrey Reese, has done a great job cataloging, photographing World War II veterans who are still alive. You can find those at portraitsofhonor.us. Great pictures of World War II veterans that he's taken. And I talked to the Reverend William Greason yesterday. He's the pastor of Bethel Baptist Church out on Pearson Avenue. He's still preaching by video right now because of the COVID, but he's 96 years old. He was at the Battle of Iwo Jima. Yeah, that's his picture right there with the red cap. And Reverend Greason, back in 1945, he was part of a black regiment that was supply group for the front lines at Iwo Jima, and several people, they were within reach of mortars, and several people in his group got killed. So they were definitely in danger. It was segregated. It was an all-black group that he was part of, and they were honored in 2011 by President Obama because of their service. So he's really got an amazing story. The war part of it is just the beginning, but he was the 66th Supply Platoon in World War II, and he was part of the Montford Point Marines, who collectively were awarded a Congressional Gold Medal in 2011 by President Obama. So he has an amazing story. He also served in the Korean War, and after the war, he was a professional baseball player for the Birmingham Black Barons in the Negro Leagues. His teammate was Willie Mays, and he actually had a brief foray into Major League Baseball, pitching for the St. Louis Cardinals. I believe in 1954, he was a teammate of Stan the Man Musial. So incredible life that this guy has led. And
right. And this is just one that this Reverend has this amazing story, an amazing life. And I'm so glad you got to chronicle that. But it just really goes to show that we still have, and I think some people, especially, in my age and my generation, forget that we still have World War II veterans that are alive, are well, and have wonderful stories that need to be told.
Yeah, and another one is Russell Brakefield, who lives in a nursing home in Gardendale. He's also in his 90s, and he was on the USS Missouri when General Douglas MacArthur accepted the Japanese surrender treaty at the end of World War II. So, that's a guy who witnessed history personally. The guy on the screen right there, he lives in Trussville. He's 95 years old. He flew over 30 missions in World War II and told me he once had to bail out when an aircraft he was on exploded. That's E.W. Bush, 95 years old, of Trussville. So he's right here. We've got a bunch of guys who are in their 90s. Sadly, some of them are passing away. We had a guy who drove a tank through one of the concentration camps in 1945, liberating the Holocaust survivors. So they're passing away. But nationwide, I believe there's still about 300,000 living World War II veterans, which is just amazing. It's kind of sad that we can't do in-person stuff this year and really have a big celebration to honor them, because it is the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II.
We might have to make a big celebration maybe on the 76th year next year. Hopefully that we'll be able to have some of these bigger in-person events. But, I think we should know, we have a lot of people in our comments saying, thank you to our veterans. We got Marietta saying that she's proud to have the Marion Military Institute as part of the Birmingham Veterans Day Parade. That's the usual parade, we need to note, not the one today that has gone virtual due to COVID-19. But I just want to wish from Greg and I, all of our veterans, a happy Veterans Day. Greg has a son in the military that we will thank, and Greg and I both have World War II ties to veterans in our family. So, I think that I can safely speak for you on that one, Greg, to wish all of our veterans a happy day.
Yes. Happy and blessed Veterans Day to everybody out there.
Absolutely. To everybody watching, thank you so much. Go thank a veteran today, and we will see you tomorrow.